The grave. Whisper. The wind was cold on the broken earth. Gray clouds moved slowly in the sky. Dr. Leo stood alone near a small grave. The stone had one name, Ira. He looked tired. His clothes were old and dirty. His hands were shaking. He had walked many miles to reach this place. No one lived here anymore. No birds, no animals, only silence. Leo spoke softly. Ira, I kept my promise. I survived. But I don't know why. The war is over. We lost. Everyone is gone. He looked at the ground. His voice cracked. I miss you. Every day I miss you. Ira was not just anyone. She was a scientist like Leo. She believed in peace. She believed in saving lives. During the war, she tried to stop the alien machines. She died helping others escape. Leo had buried her himself. He remembered every moment. The cold body, the still face, the empty eyes. He had cried for hours that day. Then he had left. He could not stay. Now, after 3 years, he had returned, just to say goodbye. I don't want to live like this anymore, Leo said. No more running, no more hiding. I came to say my final goodbye. He placed a small flower on the grave. It was fake. Real flowers were gone from Earth. Leo closed his eyes. He felt tired. So tired. He whispered one last time, Goodbye, Ira. Then he turned around to leave. But something stopped him. A soft sound, like a breath, like someone whispering his name. Leo? He froze. His heart jumped. He turned quickly. A woman stood behind him. She looked like Ira. Same hair, same eyes, same soft face. Even the way she stood, it was just like her. Leo took a step back. No, this can't be. The woman looked confused. Leo, why are you afraid? He stared at her. His mouth was dry. You're dead, I buried you. I don't remember dying, she said. Leo couldn't breathe. His mind raced. Was this a trick? A ghost? A dream? He moved slowly toward her. Who are you? I'm Ira, she said. I woke up in underground. I was in the dark. I heard your voice, so I followed it. Leo touched her arm. It was warm. Real? But how? He asked. You died. I saw you die. I don't remember, she said softly. I only remember being afraid. Then nothing. Then I woke up. Leo shook his head. This isn't possible. He looked into her eyes. They were the same. But something was missing. Or maybe something extra was there. Ira, he whispered. If you're real, then who did I bury? She looked at the grave. Her face was calm, but her hands were shaking now too. I don't know, she said. But I want to find out. The wind blew harder. Dust rose into the air. The world around them felt empty again. But now, one thing was no longer true. Ira was not dead, or someone who looked like her had come back. Leo did not know which answer scared him more. Not a ghost. Leo could not sleep that night. He kept looking at her. Ira. She sat near the small fire, wrapping her arms around her knees. The light danced on her face. Her eyes looked the same. Her voice felt the same. Even her laugh was the same. But Leo knew something was different. 3 years ago, he buried Ira. Now she was back. Alive. But how? He had tested her heartbeat. Normal. Skin temperature. Normal. Everything looked right. But science said this was impossible. Do you remember anything before waking up? He asked. She shook her head slowly. Only darkness. Then a strange sound, like a machine. Then I heard your voice. Leo wrote everything down in his notebook. It was old and full of dust, but still his most trusted tool. He asked more questions. Her answers were strange. She remembered places they never visited. She knew names he had never told her. Once, she said something in a language Leo didn't understand. When he asked her about it, she didn't even remember saying it. That night, Leo tested her blood. Under the microscope, it looked normal, but too perfect. No signs of illness, no scars, not even old wounds from the past. Real Era had a scar on her. Arm from a lab fire, this one did not. Leo looked at her silently. His hands were cold. He wanted to believe she was real, but his mind screamed, "Something is wrong." The next day they walked toward the old lab near the dead forest. It was one of the last places they worked together before the war. Era walked ahead. Suddenly, she stopped. "I know this place," she said. Leo looked at her. "How? You said you didn't remember anything." "I don't," she said, "but I feel it, like a shadow inside my mind." She moved toward a broken wall and touched it. Then she said, "There's a hidden door here." Leo was shocked. There was a secret door there. Only 2 people knew about it, him and Era. He opened the panel. A small code screen lit up. Before he could say anything, she pressed the keys. The code opened on the first try. "How did you know the code?" he asked. She blinked. "I don't know. My fingers just moved." Leo felt a cold chill in his back. Inside the lab, dust covered everything. Old computers, broken screens, papers and tools. Era walked slowly through the room. She seemed lost, but also familiar with it. Then she touched one screen. It turned on. The screen showed old files. Most were locked, but one file opened by itself. It said, "Project Echo, Human Memory, Backup." Alpha Test Leo stared at the words. He had forgotten this project. It was secret, too dangerous. Only one person had worked on it. Era. She had dreamed of saving human memories, backing them up like data. In case the war destroyed everything, she wanted to give humans a second chance. But she died before she could finish it. Or did she? Leo clicked on a video file. Era's face appeared. She was smiling. Test log number 32. Memory copy successful. Subject? Me. Leo froze. The woman beside him also froze. The video Era spoke again. "If you're watching this, and I'm gone, then maybe the copy worked. Maybe I'm alive again." The woman beside Leo took a step back, her face pale. "I'm not a ghost," she whispered. Then she looked at Leo. "I'm a copy." The lost lab Leo couldn't stop thinking about the video. Era backed up her own mind. Into what? This copy? The woman beside him, who looked like Era, was silent now. She didn't cry. She didn't speak. She just stared at the screen showing her own face. "I'm not real," she whispered. "I'm just a backup file." Leo closed the file. "You're more than data. You feel. You think. That's not nothing." But deep inside, even he wasn't sure anymore. For 2 days, they searched the lab ruins. Most of the machines were dead. Power cells were broken. Files were corrupted. But one thing caught Leo's attention. An old map hidden in the backup logs. It pointed to another location. A second lab. One he didn't know about. It was far. Under the Martian ice. They traveled. In silence. The old crawler moved slow across the cold red dust. Sometimes Era would hum a tune. Leo remembered it. It was a song she used to sing while working. She didn't remember it, but her voice did. Strange things like that kept happening. Memories that didn't belong to her, or maybe memories that did. When they reached the second lab, the door was buried under frozen dirt. Leo used a heating rod to melt the way in. Inside, the walls were clean. The lights still worked. Power was active. This place had not been touched in years, or maybe it had been waiting. In the center of the lab was a round chamber. A single pod sat inside. Wires connected it to many machines. Inside the pod was another Era. Her face was peaceful, eyes closed, breathing slow. Leo stared in silence. Two Eras, one standing beside him, one sleeping in the pod. "She's me," the standing Era said. She stepped forward slowly. Her voice was calm, but her hands shook. Leo checked the systems. The pod was active. Life signs stable. "This pod was running for 3 years," he said. "That means she was alive this whole time." The Era outside the pod looked at her sleeping self. "I woke up under the dirt. She stayed in here. Why?" Leo looked at her. "What if she's the real one?" Silence. Then Era turned and said something strange. "Maybe I'm the version that escaped." Leo found a file in the system. It was locked, but Era pressed her hand to the scanner. The file opened. It said, "Project Echo. Final stage, duplicate memory." Sync Leo read the notes. His hands trembled. 2 units created. 1 remains in stasis. The other is test released with full memory load. Goal, test soul migration theory. Will emotions remain real? He stepped back. Soul migration? Did they try to move not just data, but something deeper? Era read it too. "So, I was never meant to last," she said softly. "I was just a test." Leo shook his head. "But you feel, you care. That's real." She looked at him with tears in her eyes. "Then why do I dream of stars I've never seen? Why do I remember dying, but not living?" Suddenly the pod, lights flickered. The sleeping Era opened her eyes. She looked directly at Leo, then at the standing Era, and whispered, "She shouldn't be here." Double truth, 2 women. Same face, same voice, same memories, but only one could be real. Leo stood between them, heart racing. The air inside the cold lab felt heavy. One Era was standing, the other was waking inside the pod. The Era in the pod opened her eyes fully. She sat up slowly, her eyes fixed on the other Era. "You're not supposed to be awake," she said quietly. The standing Era stepped back. Her voice cracked. "I thought I was you." "You are not," the pod Era replied. Her voice was calm but cold. "You were the test, a shadow of me." Leo raised a hand. "Wait, stop. No fighting. We need answers, not blame." The pod Era turned her eyes to Leo. Her voice softened. "Leo, you came back?" Leo nodded, unsure of what to feel. "I buried you." "I know. I watched the backup. I wasn't strong enough to return. Not yet." The 2 Eras looked at each other. Same body, same memories, same love for Leo, but something inside them was different. The standing Era said, "If I'm not real, why do I remember everything? Why do I feel pain? Why do I still love him?" The pod Era stood up. Her steps were slow, weak. "Because you were made from me. You are me, but broken." Leo tried to calm them. "Listen, you're both Era, maybe not by blood, but by heart." But they didn't hear him. They stared at each other like mirrors ready to crack. Suddenly, the standing Era put her hand to her head. Her body shook. "I'm getting flashes," she whispered. "Memories that don't belong to me. I see a planet, green skies, towers made of light." Leo looked at her, confused. "That's not Earth, that's alien." The pod Era's eyes widened. "She's been infected." Leo turned to her. "Infected? By what?" The pod Era spoke slowly. "They used my backup. The enemy. They stole it during the war, changed it, tried to turn me into a weapon." Leo felt cold. He looked at the standing Era. "Then she's..." The pod Era nodded. part human, part something else now. The standing Era fell to her knees. I didn't ask for this, she cried. I didn't know. I just woke up and found you gone. Leo knelt beside her. You saved me. You came back to me. That means something. But in the shadows of the lab, something beeped. A signal. Unknown. Alien code. Coming from her. Leo rushed to the console. There's a signal. It's broadcasting. Not from this lab. He stared at the screen. The source was the standing Era. She looked terrified. I didn't know, she said. I didn't mean to send anything, I swear. The pod Era's face turned serious. They'll come for her now, they know she's active. Leo looked at her. Then we have to run. No, she said. We have to choose. Leo stood. Still, choose? He asked. The pod Era pointed at the other. She's a danger to Earth, to you. She's carrying them inside her. The standing Era shook her head. I'm not a threat. I love you, Leo. Leo looked between them. Both looked like Era, both had her voice, but only one was completely human. And now, he had to choose. The choice code. The lab was silent. Only the sound of the old machines and Leo's heartbeat filled the air. Two women stood before him. Both were Era. One was real, born of Earth. The other was made, rebuilt from memory, touched by alien code. Both loved him, and now, he had to choose. The pod Era, weak but calm, stood tall. She carries a signal, Leo. You saw it. They can track her. She's not safe. The standing Era's hands were shaking. I didn't know. I didn't ask for this. I just wanted to come back to you. Leo looked at them both. He remembered their laughter, their work, their mission to protect life. He remembered love. He also remembered the war, the machines, the aliens, how they broke everything. Could they now be breaking Era from the inside? Leo activated the lab's scanner. Stand still, he said. He scanned both Eras. The results shocked him. The standing Era's body was healthy. Her mind structure was almost human. Almost. One part of her brain glowed with a strange pattern. Alive. Learning. Watching. It wasn't hers. The pod Era's scan showed a different truth. She was fully human, but damaged. Her memories were older. Her body had been frozen too long. She was dying slowly. One Era had time. The other had truth. Leo asked the question, which of you is more real? The pod Era replied, me. I was born. I lived. I chose to fight. The standing Era said softly, me. I changed. I survived. I chose to feel. Leo turned to the lab's control panel. He found a final system. The choice code, a program built by Era herself before the war ended. It allowed only one version of her to continue, one life, one identity, one Era. The other would be erased forever. The screen showed two buttons, keep original, keep echo. Leo's finger hovered. Wait, the standing Era said. Before you choose, ask the code who created it. Leo typed, the command, who created the choice code? The screen replied, created by Echo Era, copy version. Leo froze. The copy had made the code, not the original. Why? He asked. The standing Era looked down. I knew you would find both of us one day. I didn't want to hurt her. I wanted you to choose freely. The pod Era's eyes widened. You made this? I didn't want to fight you, she said. I just wanted to exist. Leo's hand trembled. He stared at both buttons. Then he did something unexpected. He turned off the screen. I won't choose, he said. You're both Era, in different ways. If one is dying, we save her. If one is changing, we guide her. The two, Iris, looked at each other. For the first time, not as enemies, but as sisters. But the peace didn't last. Suddenly the ground shook. A warning flashed on the lab walls. Signal received. Incoming craft. Unknown origin. 2 minutes. The alien signal had reached its source. They were coming, and now, Leo and both versions of Era had to run. When the sky cracked open, the ground shook harder. Warning lights flashed red. Incoming vessel. Unknown technology. 47 seconds. Leo grabbed his old toolkit and datapad. We need to leave, now. The two Eras stood frozen. One was afraid, the other, curious. They ran through the frozen tunnels of the hidden lab. Cold air burned their lungs. The signal grew stronger behind them. Then, a sound, like thunder from inside the earth. The sky above the canyon cracked open. A black ship appeared, silent and smooth, like a blade cutting through space. It didn't fly. It floated. No engines, no heat, just dark light and quiet death. Leo looked up. That's not one of ours. The standing Ira held her head. Her eyes widened. I can hear them. They're calling me. Resist it, the pod Ira said. They're using your mind like an open door. I don't want to go with them, the copy Ira whispered. But something inside me wants to answer. Leo turned to her. You're still you. Stay with us. The alien ship released a beam of cold blue light. It scanned the ground, stopped, and locked onto her. Target confirmed. Memory host Echo. Suddenly a voice came, not from speakers, but inside their minds. Return to the core, you are incomplete. The standing Era screamed. Her body floated a few inches off the ground. Leo ran to her and held her down. Fight it! The pod Era pulled something from the lab bag. A small old device. The memory splitter. She shouted, It's the only way. Leo looked at the device. That was never finished. It could kill her. We either use it, or we lose her to them. The standing Era nodded, tears falling. Do it. I don't want to become them. The pod Ira pressed the button. A flash of white light exploded from the device. It hit the standing Ira's head, then spread across her body. Her scream echoed through the canyon. Then silence. She fell to the ground. Breathing. Alive. The alien ship paused. Its scanning beam flickered, then stopped. Target signal lost. Echo host destabilized. Then, like smoke in the wind, the ship vanished. Gone. Leo knelt beside her. Are you okay? The standing Era opened her eyes slowly. I can't hear them anymore, she said. It's quiet. Finally quiet. The pod Era dropped the device. Her hands were shaking. We erased the link, but not without cost. Leo helped both of them stand. What cost? He asked. The pod Era looked at the stars. She lost a part of herself. Something deep. Maybe something human. Later, in the safety of an old outpost, Leo checked her again. No signal. No alien code. But her memories were fading. She didn't remember their first mission, or the song she used to hum. She looked at Leo. Did we ever watch the sunset on Titan? Leo nodded, heart heavy. Yes. You said it looked like melted gold. She smiled faintly. That sounds beautiful. I wish I remembered. Leo sat between them. One version of Ara fading like smoke, the other slowly dying in a borrowed body. But both were here, and both were still human, in their own way. But now, far above them, in the black sky, something else was watching, and it was not done yet. We were never just code days passed. The alien ship never returned. The skies were quiet, but Leo knew silence wasn't safety. Something was coming, something bigger. Inside the outpost, the two Eras grew weaker, one from damage, the other from memory loss. The pod Era's body was failing, and the Echo Era, the one saved from alien control, was forgetting who she was. Piece by piece, she could no longer remember her favorite food, or the day Leo first called her beautiful. But she still remembered him. One night, Leo found her sitting near the outpost window, staring at the stars. I don't remember what they're called, she said softly. But I know I used to name them. Leo sat beside her. You named one after your mother, another after your cat. You said stars were our way of leaving messages behind. She smiled faintly. Maybe that's what I am, a message. Suddenly the outpost lights blinked. Power dipped. Leo rushed to the terminal. Incoming transmission, unknown source of voice came through, mechanical yet almost human. Human Leo, we see what you protect. The copy is broken, but her soul remains. We offer a deal. Leo narrowed his eyes. What deal? Return the copy to us. We will repair her. You may keep the original's shell. You will not be harmed. Leo stepped back. The original's shell? They meant the dying era, and they wanted the echo back. Leo looked at both. One had her memories, but no time. The other had no memories, but still loved. They weren't just copies anymore. They were choices. Paths. Futures. He didn't reply. Instead, he went to the pod era, the original, and held her hand. She looked at him with tired eyes. You know what to do. I won't lose either of you, he said. You already have, she whispered. But maybe you can save something more. She handed him a data crystal. Project Ember. Soul Lock Protocol. Ira's last invention. Not a weapon, not a machine. A way to merge minds. Two become one. Echo and original. Memories plus heart. Data plus soul. Leo set it up. Both eras laid on opposite tables. He activated the soul lock. Light filled the room. Memories. Streamed like rivers. Songs, missions, sunsets, laughter, tears. Leo stood in silence. Then, it was over. One woman rose from the table. She opened her eyes, looked at Leo, and smiled. I remembered everything.